Actions, Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. But today we start the new season with an AFC West division battle right out of the gate, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. And off we go from Las Vegas. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And right away they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. At the 35-yard line. Out of the gun, Herbert. That's complete. Lambert Smith. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Here's Herbert. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. 20-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. And they'll get to him quickly. As he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. He was taken down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll go again with Jeanty. And they can't bring him down. He's still on his feet. He's on his way. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Ashton Jeanty, 78 yards. And the Raiders are on the board here first in the season opener. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 7-0.
Chargers, nothing.
On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
9 yards is the pickup there. They'll have a 2nd and 1. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 1. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll get another couple-yard shot at midfield at the 48. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
Ram. Set. Ready.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, go lion. What is it?
Play action. It's Herbert. Well, this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
I know for us it's fun, and it's not so much fun for the rookie receivers when we see them coming into the league and we're going to training camps. You see them working on getting 2 feet down instead of 1. But the best ones train in college trying to get 2 down instead of 1, so the transition's a little bit less. In this case, though, wasn't able to complete it anyway.
Herbert now. Now he's going to step up and run. A wild throw there, and it is intercepted. He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
Once again, it's Genty. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Let's go. Hey, Smack.
throwing, Jones. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
And his kick is good. But hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
At their own 35.
The Charger drive about to get going. They look to get something started. They need to. Down 10-0 early as they got it 1st and 10. And some space here. And some nifty running here as they'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. An excellent way to start the drive there. 18 yards.
First play of the drive, excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
Let's go. Hey, go line.
Here's Herbert. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Running straight ahead. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down.
The career is more at stake when you're proud. That paper, baby, it's on the bottom.
Herbert going to change the play here.
Baylor Tiger, 21.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Complete to Johnston here. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
It's a gain of 8. That's another Chargers first down. And 8-yard pickup. First down, Chargers.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Go.
And they'll go on the ground. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Keandre Lambert-Smith, 14 yards. And the Chargers have cut it back within a score. For the extra point, Cameron Dicker. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now.
Makes the score Raiders 10, Chargers 7. Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3 and 6 in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. It shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
19 tight.
Now Jones. A rifle swing, that's going to be intercepted. He may go. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And they are going to score on a fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. And does the defense have it? They do, says the referee. We're going the other way. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead is now 14-10.
14. Raiders 10. Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
And sometimes, Paul, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
2nd down and 4. A run straight ahead, Regenti. And they will finally drag him down at the Chargers' 27-yard line. 123 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener. pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain, the next 2 to 3 seconds, to continue to move people.
Ready, set. Here we go, here we go. Panther 60.
Now Jones is going to back this forward on the jet sweep. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Dayon Henley there on the tackle.
A 3-yard pickup.
They'll come up second and 7.
At the Chargers' 24-yard line.
Back to throw. Jones. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Jones. Oh, this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Results.
Spencer Schrader now on to try the field goal. And his kick is indeed good. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. So the margin shrinks a bit as back-to-back drives here for him and with field goals.
Yeah, we know no one's turning down 3, especially in the first half, but you've got to finish these drives in the end zone. That's got to be a priority. Nice to have a reliable kicker, but outside of his agent, you know you'd rather him kick 1-pointers instead of 3-pointers.
The Charger drive about to get going. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 38-yard line.
Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Johnston sent in motion.
Hey, Ray. Coleman troops right.
Herbert. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Hey, go Lion. 5-9. 59. Go.
Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay. That flag, that'll push him back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Hey, ram.
Back to throw here, Herbert. He'll try and do this himself. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Jones. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. That was going to throw deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Jones. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Good clean play, no flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Charger drive about to get going. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. And they'll run it here. And he'll be out of bounds right at about the 10-yard line. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. See if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone. So that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a second down and 9.
Ready.
Up the middle, it's Genty. And space tough to come by there. So he gets maybe a yard to the 30.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. 3rd and 8.
60 Bearcats. Here we go. 19 Tiger. 19. Rig. Mustang 19. Buffalo 18.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Hey, easy. We'll go orange. Set.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
First play of the drive, a first down run. Well, that sets you up for whichever way you want to go. Do you come right back and run the football again because you've got them on their heels? Or do you play chess match with them, break tendency, and go play action and go for the big shot?
Herbert off of play action. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes. And it's going to be a first down. Well done. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Line. Go. Hey, Ram. 21.
On a delay of game there, they could not get the playoff in time.
Frustrating for the head coach, frustrating for the offense. Sometimes you have to get the play call in a little bit quicker.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 8 at the 47-yard line.
Hey, Ray. Hey, go lion. Hey.
Now it's Herbert. He gets it to Johnston. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 39. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Now he'll tuck this and run. Now a deep one for Johnston. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Quentin Johnston, 39 yards. And the Chargers are able to stretch out their lead. He's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. If you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes, he just takes off and goes. And I think that's what we just saw there.
And this one over the back line of the end zone, where they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again.
He's got it at the 15. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Trey Tucker, 65 yards. And the Raiders have cut the lead back down to 2. They're going to try and run. And he'll get into the end zone, and those 2 points are going to tie the game. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21-all the score as the kick's away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
I'd sure love to offer some advice to the defensive coordinator, but his guys are just getting run over by an offense that's executing like a well-oiled machine.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he was brought down by Big Levi Onwuzurike.
Well, the second half was better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
At the 46-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Lion. Hey, Kappa. Baylor tight.
Flag comes out, and that's because the offense did not get the play off in time.
And you can see the head coach, he is not happy. Everyone getting away from him right now because he's frustrated that they didn't get the ball snapped in time.
Five nine. 380. Let's go.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Let's go. Hey, Ray. Hey, easy. We'll go orange.
Looking to throw. Herbert. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown, LA! Quentin Johnston. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Chargers have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the third quarter. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that.
Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's second down. On the give, Jeanty. They'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Raiders on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. It's a quarterback sneak. And he's going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. Third and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. Here's the first carry for Sean Tucker. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Trap 60, trap 60. Ready.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. They'll get this out to Jeanty. So a nice throw there. And CD, I have to think you've been impressed with what you've seen thus far here in his debut.
Now, you know me well. I have been impressed, because what I've seen is him starting to understand how to play the game in a short amount of time. The dazzling plays, they'll come with experience. But right now, we're seeing him handle the game, make all the smart plays, and the right reads.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
A nice completion there for the first down. And Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week one. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one.
Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
Like the design that we're seeing right there, this is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Some good games around the league here early in week one, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw again. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
19 tight. 19 tight. 19 left, 15, 5 years. 60 average, 6.
They'll look to throw again. That's complete. Genty out of the backfield. And they'll get this down to the 10. That one good for 17 yards. And now they've got it 1st and goal.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Dragon 60.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll find Genty out of the backfield. Ball situated at the 9. 2nd and goal.
Second and goal.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here. Off the play fake. Alford. Throw left side, pulled in by Tucker. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. A nice throw right there. And these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. And I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave. Embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
Top 50, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. But it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Chargers are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift with that takeaway. Even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun to about the 40-yard line. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds.
I like the thought process. I like the design, but I think he may have waited a little too long to spot his man, because if you're going to run that drag route, you've got to put it on him and let him turn upfield. Instead, he waits until his receiver's too close to the sideline, and they don't get the yards after the catch.
Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And they'll run it here. Uh-oh, he is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line.
No gain on the play. It's 4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
Black 80, black. Hey, go Lion. Go.
They snap it to Herbert. He'll try to do it himself. He's across midfield. And he will have a Charger first down, and that should be the one that gets him to the finish line.
16 yards.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
And the Chargers first down.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts
1 yard gain.
as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. So offense moving a little too slow there, could not get set, and they get the penalty. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback, as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there, because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive.
Go. Ram. Crowd right.
Herbert now to throw. That is caught. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headline. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead now up to 14.
21.
The Dicker field goal. He's back out, ready to send it away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this one will come out to the 30 now.
Y'all can't talk about basic. We mighty more Power Ranger. Mine also dangerous.
Here's 1st and 10.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Lions. Here we go. Start. 70 Timberwolves. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger.
The drive will begin with a run by JT. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down. They'll come up now on 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Operating from the gun. Alford. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted. And that should do it.
Picked up by Benjamin St. Just. And the Chargers are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
2nd down and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 20-yard line.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Chargers.
Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here.